Hello, sports fans, and welcome to the Scott Sports 101 Thursday Night Football uh, recap show. I'm sorry I wasn't able to do a post-game show Thursday night, uh, and so I'm sorry I'm a little late with it. And so you will get your Thursday Night Football trivia question before we get into it, and I'll let you know what happens, but let's have that trivia question first. Let me give it to you. Which QB led the Rams uh, an in victory to a victory in Super Bowl 34. And I will have the answer later in the podcast. Well, it was a little more than 4 nights after winning the highest scoring game of the NFL season. The Los Angeles Rams won the only game this year that didn't have a touchdown. Josh Purdy kicked 4 field goals, and the Rams survived a slugfest a week after winning a shootout, beating the San Francisco 49ers 12-6 on Thursday night in a key game in the NFC West race. What's really cool is this team has found a bunch of different ways to be able to win football games, Coach Sean McVay said. You come off a 44-42 game the other day last week, and then a week ago, and then you win 12-6. Our group did what they needed to do to be able to get it done. And the Rams are now 8-6, followed up the high-scoring win over Buffalo by winning for the 17th time in 9 games following a 1-4 start. The Rams moved within a half a game of division-leading Seattle. Los Angeles won a game without a touchdown for the first time since 2016, excuse me. The 49ers, who will fall to 5-8, led 6-3 heading into the fourth quarter, but came up short, dealing a major blow to the dwindling playoff hopes for the defending NFC champions. This marked the 4th time this season that the Niners lost to a division opponent after leading by at least 3 points in the fourth quarter, making them the first team to do that since New England in 2000 in Bill Belichick's first season with the Patriots. And it was the story of the year. Linebacker Fred Warner said, just not doing enough to win games, not playing complimentary, just coming out a little too short. Purdy capped a 17-yard play drive with a game-tying 23-yard field goal early in the fourth quarter, and then hit a 27-yarder after Matthew Stafford connected on a 51-yard pass to Puka Nakua. Purdy made all 4 kicks after missing 4 in the past 5 games of his rookie season. He's steady, McVay said. He's consistent. He's kind of unflappable. The Niners then drove into field goal range, but Brock Purdy was intercepted on a deep pass into the end zone by Darius Williams, helping the Rams secure their first series sweep against the 49ers since 2018. Stafford then led a clock-killing drive that was capped by Carty's 4th field goal. With 18 seconds to play, Stafford went 16 for 27 for 160 yards, with 137 of those coming after halftime when the heavy rain stopped. In the second half, the weather was good enough to do it all. Stafford said, "We had this feeling that was kind of the kind of way this game was going to be played. And it's going to have to be one of those games we scored 44 nights ago, well, more than 44 nights ago, and come out here and score 12, but they both count for 1. Purdy finished with 14 for 31 carries and attempts for 142 yards, as the Niners failed to score a touchdown in a game for the first time since 2019. The first half was played in a downpour, and it had a major impact on the offensive performances. With neither team able to move the ball, the Rams had no first downs on the first 4 drives for the first time since 2013 before getting a late field goal to tie the game. The Niners went 3-and-out 3 times and got 1 field goal. The teams combined for 11 punts, 9 first downs, and 197 yards for the 4 days after they both had season highs in points. The rain mostly stopped at halftime, but the offenses still struggled. Now, Rams linebacker Nick Hampton had a chest injury left in the second half. Linebacker Dre Greenlaw returned for the first time since tearing, his left Achilles tendon in the Super Bowl last season. He had 8 tackles in the first half, but played sparingly in the second half. Veteran Devontae Campbell, who lost his starting role when Greenlaw returned, refused to enter the game in the second half, according to Coach Kyle Shanahan. And safety Jair Brown had a groin injury left in the second half. Well, the Rams will have to regroup as they will play the New York Jets next Sunday on December 22nd, 3 days before Christmas. And the 49ers will, the Rams will try to up their record to their record to 5 to keep their record going and their playoff hopes. The 49ers will have, as they will play the New York Jets, the Rams on the 22nd, as I said, next Sunday on the 22nd, 3 days before Christmas. And the 49ers will have to regroup as they visit Miami next Sunday on the 22nd. So, right now, I have to give the game balls to the LA Rams. Now, the Rams are 8-6. I'll try to go to 9-6 as they play the Jets. And the Niners will try to bounce back, go to 7-8 as they play Miami. But now let me give the game balls to the Rams. Matthew Stafford, 16 of 27 carries and attempts, 160 yards, no touchdowns. Puka Nakua, 7 receptions, 97 yards, and I think it's Kyrene Williams, 29 attempts, 108 yards. So Rams go to 8-6, and the Niners fall to 6-8, and their playoff hopes are dwindling. So, and I will get to the games in just a moment for Sunday. And right now, it's going to be time to reveal the answer to today's Scott Sports 101 Thursday Night Football Week 15 trivia question, which is a Rams question. Which QB led the Rams to an victory in Super Bowl 34? If you said Kurt Warner, you are correct. On January 30th, 2000, at the Georgia Dome in Atlanta, Warner became the 6th player to win both Super Bowl MVP and NFL MVP during that same season. I'll have another trivia question on my next podcast, which will be tomorrow for the Scott Sports 101 Browns an NFL early games pregame show, so stay tuned for that. And a little bit of college football news. North Carolina's college football team signed a former NFL head coach to be North Carolina's head coach, and that was former Patriots coach Bill Belichick. And I was quite surprised. I didn't think he was going to coach again, but apparently North Carolina wanted to sign him, and he, I guess, wanted to coach the college level. So we'll see how he does. Good luck, Bill. All right, now, getting to the Sunday games that will be coming up on Sunday. Dallas is in Bank of America Stadium in North Carolina to take on the Panthers. The Chiefs are here in Cleveland to take on the Browns, Mahomes and the Chiefs. The Dolphins are at NRG Stadium in Houston to take on the Houston Texans. The New York Jets are at Everbank Stadium in Jacksonville to take on the Jaguars. The Washington Commanders are at Caesars Superdome in New Orleans to take on the Saints. The The Baltimore Ravens are at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey, to take on the New York Giants. The Bengals are at Nissan Stadium in Nashville to take on the Titans. The New England Patriots are at State Farm Stadium in Glendale, Arizona, to take on the Cardinals. Those are the actually I'm beginning the late games as of right now. The Cincinnati Tennessee game that uh, capped off the 1 o'clock games. Now there's a late afternoon games, as I mentioned, New York and New England and Arizona. The Indianapolis Colts are in uh, Empire Field at Mile High to take on the Denver Broncos, and the Buffalo Bills are at Ford Field in Detroit to take on Jared Goff and the Lions. Baker Mayfield and the Bucks are at SoFi Stadium in Inglewood to take on the LA Chargers. The Pittsburgh Steelers are at Lincoln Financial Stadium in Philadelphia to take on the Eagles. That rounds out the late afternoon game. Sunday Night Football. The Green Bay Packers are at Lumen Field in Seattle to take on the Seahawks. And we have a Monday Night Football doubleheader. The Chicago Bears are in the early game at beginning at 8 o'clock. The Chicago Bears are at U.S. Bank Stadium in Minneapolis, Minnesota, to take on the Vikings. And the late game beginning at 8:30, that will be the Atlanta Falcons are at Allegiant Stadium in Vegas to take on the LA Raiders. So we got a full weekend of football. So we'll see what happens and what prevails. So, well, that's just about going to wrap it up for the Scott Sports 101. Before I do wrap up, the Browns signed a kicker who will become a member of their practice squad. It was Riley Patterson, former kicker with the Washington Commanders. And that's because the Dustin Hopkins, our starting kicker, has really been struggling. So hopefully, I think we got to draft a kicker and a quarterback in this next year's draft. I think a lot of people agree with me on that. All right, now that's just about going to wrap it up for the Scott Sports 101 Thursday night football recap show. And I'll be back with the Scott Sports 101 Browns and early NFL games pregame show tomorrow. And I'll have the early games pregame preview and give my what I feel happened with the Browns and all the other early games and everything else after to follow after that. But until then, always remember, be a team player each and every day in every way possible. So long, everybody. 3, 2, 1. I'm done.